Remember, I think offline I was speaking about, you were telling me about that aspect of, just being able to observe things and experience them without judging. Equanimity.
Uh-huh.
I feel like every time I'm waking up, that's just the goal. Like, it's not too hard, it's not too expensive. You can heal yourself, you can fortify your health just with what you have. You don't have to wait to go to hospital. You don't have to wait till your ankles, your joints need you to have surgery. You don't have to wait till you have to take medicine because of how you're breathing. You just need to move and breathe better and you'll be fine.
So many people believe that when I do this, I will have that, and then I will be this. So having is always the middleman. But like, if you were to focus on being, maybe it will be like, by being this, I'll be able to do that, and then I will have that. So like, this being is what is way more important. So no matter what will happen beyond that, it doesn't matter. So an example, maybe like I feel like being happy is a choice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, believing in your craft is a choice. So like, when I believe that maybe I am able to podcast, when you believe in that, now I'll do a podcast, and then maybe this is beyond my control.
Yeah.
I will have viewers, I will have subscribers, I will have well and good, but what matters is you being the podcaster. I believe I am a podcaster. Now there are people who believe in, if I do podcasts,
then
I'll have viewers, then after having viewers, now I will be a good podcaster. So when you remove this aspect of something which is beyond your control, this middleman have. So if you don't have viewers, if you don't have subscribers, now you are not a podcaster, and then you live in that cocoon for long. So like,
and most of the time,
bills.
Man, that bill is not here now.
Yeah.
It's not on my bed in that moment. It's not going to be on my desk or on my bed. It's not going to come to me today. It's something at the end of the month. But here I am stressing about something that's going to happen at the end of the month. It was just a thought. I could have just been like, okay, I guess time is coming for that bill to be settled. Hi, welcome to Modern Day Campfire quickfire question session. Yeah, I'm here. The question that was left by the previous speaker, who was Abdi Hamid, who's a friend of mine, is, if you had to love someone unconditionally, who will it be and why? Well, in all honesty, if I have to love, then I would like to love unconditionally. So not as a function of one person in particular that I will love unconditionally, but just as long as I have the capacity for love, then it's unconditional. So whoever it is that I meet, they get the unconditional love. Because I've realized that's where the challenge is. It can't be conditional for some and unconditional for others. So I'd change that question to, if I had to love, I would love to love unconditionally. Why? I think that's the only way love works. Yeah, loving with conditions, that's something else. It's not love. I think love only works when it is unconditional, when there are no things tied to it and I have no expectations, and so I am not feeling like I want to possess it. So yeah, that's my answer. If I had to love someone unconditionally, who will it be? No one in particular, just I would like my capacity for love to be unconditional. So anyone I love them unconditionally, because that's the only way it works, and it's easy even for me as a person. Otherwise, the other part is just difficult and doesn't work. Yeah. That's me. AI is giving me, how can I make it more authentic so that it can't be the same as what someone else would have used if they gave the same prompts and all of that.
And that one is so dependent on how creative you are in asking your question.
So there's that,
Yeah.
which is okay.
Uh-huh.
Of course, the output will be different depending on how you ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, remember that even all of these data sets that the AI was given, no matter how scientific it is, like for example, for GPT,
Mm-hmm.
the data that is GPT is using currently goes all the way up to 2022.
Okay.
So if there are some new ideas, new perspectives, it might be tricky to pick that up. But yeah, I think what this guy was saying is we need to be cautious that let's remember that if all of us are using this AI for output, and this AI has been given a set of data sets, and even as it innovates within those within the data that it was given,
Mm-hmm.
then does it mean that in a year, in 2 years, most of the emails will sort of sound the same?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think now I've seen it in LinkedIn posts. I used to see it, I'm like, okay, this is a nice way of writing, but now I'm like, okay, oh, this person is writing is almost the same. Like it's not the same wording, maybe a few tweaks here and there, but I can tell from either the structure or it's almost the same. So it's like in 2 3 years, if we keep on just using the models blindly, then it means that yes, the welcome note that you will be getting, the email that you will be getting, the thank you note that you will be getting risks being cooked up in a certain type of meaning. So I think how I use it these days is I realize that AI gives me, if it is structure, like for example, if I need to do an ad, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, I need to do an ad. AI will be really good at showing if it's a standard ad, this is how a good intro sounds. This is the next part and the next part. Without using AI, I would have maybe just gone bam straight into the point. But now AI shows me, okay, you need to have an intro, you need to have and then you need to have a conclusion with a call to action. And a call to action sounds like this. So I don't necessarily have to use the same wording, the same format. For some outputs, depending on how much creativity is needed or how much uniqueness is needed, then I give more time to just use my own mind. Yeah, but I use it for creating structure. Like, as you said, if I need to draft a document, of course, I've never drafted that document before. I'm not about to go start. I just fit AI, but then now I'm like, okay, this is what AI has given. How can I make it unique? Or how can I give it back some authenticity so that hizo vitu za copy zenye zina sound ka AI. I think the most common pattern I've seen is where GPT uses phrases such as, for example, having fun is not just about meaningful moments, but also this, and this, and this, and this. Like this is I can talk any. Yeah, that's another time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a memory that it's a tool.
It's a tool.
It's not your mind. Like it can't be your mind. It's just a tool.
It's a tool. But the way people are using it, it can be their mind. In terms of, like, I'll just give you an example. If today we all started using wheelchair, all of us started using wheelchair, it will reach a point whereby all of us will be handicapped, will be unable to walk because we are not putting the muscles into work.
Exactly.
But your approach, you're still putting your brain into practice. Now there are people who are not putting the brain into practice. We just prompt, then it does that, and that is what we copy paste, and maybe we remove some other parts, and then we go. So I feel like it goes back to now, like there is a skill that you have to learn. I'm seeing you are doing that. Like there is also a specific skill that you have to know how to use it. Now understanding it as a tool, that is a skill. Not everyone now understands it as a skill. There are people who apologize, like something about AI that I noticed also. I just want to, like, there is this aspect of narcissism. That it's bringing. Let me just give you an example. If maybe we had a fight or a conflict.
Is this recording?
Yeah, it is recording. Yeah. Maybe we had a conflict, and then I decide to apologize. I decide like to embrace the situation via the AI. The way I'm going to input it, AI is just going to defend me.
Yeah.
It's going to justify why I did what I did and why,
Oh,
Exactly.
I think I've had that in a podcast. Yeah, where I might not be the best in terms of showing you your gaps.
Exactly. So now when I even approach it, I just become on. I like, you know. So for it to tell you the truth, there is a way you must go about it, and not everyone is skilled on that. So when you look at, to be honest, even those I know, I have friend ladies who are using it for therapy, and
Crazy.
yeah, and it is like comforting them. It is telling them what they want to hear, and that is something they haven't noticed. Like, it is always telling them what they want to hear, and that is something that it might fuck us up.
Bro,
Yeah.
me, that's crazy. What?
You haven't heard of therapy?
People are using AI for therapy.
Yeah,
How?
even to apologize, like when someone is having a conversation with someone, then you head like drift. Now someone like, okay, this one, this one, this one, this. Now they prompt AI to do
Now you
that.
see the dangers. So
Yeah.
what happens if we're having a real-time conversation and that happens, conflict happens? Are you going to ask for time? Kidogo cha. Kidogo cha.
Let me check.
Let me use AI.
Yeah.
So I think it's very interesting. I think it's a tool. Personally, I'm looking forward to learning how to use different AIs more and more. We can't do away with AI.
True. It is here to stay with us.
Yeah, but and this is something I was discussing with Alvin, my friend. And Alvin is so against AI. She's like, your creativity. But you know, we're like, hey, the dumbing down of your critical thinking power. I think that's the danger.
Yeah.
The dumbing down of my critical thinking power. I think I'd be so afraid to 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 feel or think that I'd have a really difficult time typing out a letter if I did not have electricity or if the internet was off,
That's true.
because I either do not have, the understanding or the capacity. I was reading an article that was saying that the reason why AI is poses a serious challenge for human beings is it now already people were not reading enough. Already people weren't reading.
Yeah,
Like, it
that's
was
true.
difficult to get people to read. Like, we were still young to if you need to hide secrets, hide it in a book.
Yeah.
And now that we have AI, best believe it's more difficult. If I need to write an essay, I'm not going the traditional route of I'm writing an essay about wellness. Let me first do some research, read a few articles. I need to understand which of these articles come from just a blog, which of these articles are coming from a credible institution, which of these articles I can use because they are based on research. Like, now, that step has been completely obliterated, except for people now who use AI, ask it for sources, then do the what do you call it? If it's back testing, now you, based on what you've been given, now you try and establish whether the research is credible. That's just the academic or the serious side of it. The other part that the article was citing is in reading you get to explore different worlds, explore different perspectives, explore different realities, and so you're a little bit more patient and understanding of people's situations, people's conditions, and you build an arsenal of emotions, thoughts, perspectives, ideas that you can leverage on in the moment. But now with AI, if I am trying to learn something and it's just given to me, like I just go and search, I need to write an essay on wellness. It just gives everything.
Yeah.
I am not getting the background. I'm not getting, I don't know, the feelings or emotions of people that are related there. Yeah, and so it just becomes, what we don't realize is if we keep on using it blindly, we become the machine. Because if from the texts I'm sending to the documents I'm creating for work to the decision making I need to do, if it is all being done by AI, then it means that I am using the same collection of data sets that was limited. to try and solve, I don't know, my relationship, which has so many nuances that you can write or put
That's true.
for the AI to understand. So on the flip side, to get started, on the flip side, something Alvin was saying is, so for her currently she said, yeah, kwanza try to do away with a lot of media. You should have on the podcast, baby.
To do?
Alvin.
Oh,
Yeah, for conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you were saying like
She was saying
to
she's
do
trying
away with
to do away with like just a lot of social media and
media.
just a lot of
Yeah, I'm gonna invite her.
content.
Yeah, sure.
Particularly because then again you realize, Sambia, if at a personal level what we are sharing is already from AI, then it means that eventually the captions we see, we're already seeing that happen.
Yeah.
The captions you see on social media, the if it's a video, if it's a script, that script is coming from AI. So it's just a matter of time before everyone starts almost sounding like everyone else, either in form, shape, whatever it is. But yeah, it feels like we'll get into a bubble where, as you said, some people, it's almost as if some people speak some type of way, which is a bit challenging. And on the brighter side is, yeah, if you're able to continue honing your skills in terms of sharpening your critical thinking, sharpening your people skills, I think that's why I like what I do, because kabla AI ifike kufanya kuchukua kazi yangu, it needs to become alive, and it needs to be able to take in data in real time.
Yeah.
And so the skills that I think are going to be even more valuable, I think it's people skills. Because again, if I'm young and I'm used to my communication is supported by AI, then what gives me the confidence that when I'm older, I won't need to use AI for communication or for relation. Yeah, so being able to relate to people well, for creatives like you, it's going to be a little bit longer before AI is able to paint a live painting. Although currently people can still get some painting, but it's going to be a while before AI can do a live painting or something that's really, really unique. Or it's going to get to some point where we can almost tell all of these things can be categorized as AI generated. So what can you generate as a single person?
Yeah, and like the powerful word you've used, using AI as a tool. Like I feel like it is here, but now we just have to, because now if I put myself, like if I exclude it, I'm going to be behind.
You can't exclude it.
You're going to be way behind there, because Ali, like in many ways, even the way you are operating with your WhatsApp, that is, the way things too are at the moment, and also, like I'm just happy with what we are coming up with. When I look at your brand, when I look at my brand, it is something that I would say we are creating that balance. Like I am, but the whole production of this podcast, it is AI generated, the CapCut I'm using and everything. But like also, I'm creating this balance of now bringing the human connection, bringing now these events whereby I know the way life has been designed at the moment, putting also AI in place, like human interaction is losing value. And this is what we are trying to bring alive. And it's really working. People really value it. Even it maybe they're getting themselves in situation where they don't have to appreciate it, but they genuinely value it. So like I'm trying to create more and more and more of this. By the time AI is joining us, it will have now to join us,
It's very true. It's very true. I think more and more people are going to look for spaces that are less automated. Yes, less automated. AI can help the production of this, but you still have to do the creative work of something that appeals. I think a point I forgot about AI that I read, which I think is really important, is AI is more about automation. I mean, it's mostly about optimization. But surely, how many things in life are mostly about optimization, if not ones that require money to be made or capitalism, or where capitalism is involved? Not everything is for optimization. Some people like this Modern Day Campfire podcast because of how simple and relatable and authentic and personal it feels. So I think as we progress more and more, yeah, I think we are going to see or experience things that are either outrightly humanly authentic, and you can tell like this is very authentic, and things that you're like, just something else done by technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it myself.
Yeah.
But what watch to me and nini for therapy? That's
For
great.
yeah, that's
Like, yes, I think it's good,
it's good.
but hey,
I would say like maybe they don't know how to use it. Like if you can make it tell you the truth, like it tell you Misiati, you are wrong here and please go and apologize. Really, like if you can know how to do that, because I also feel like also using an AI is a skill. So that is what many people don't know. Like it teaches you like how to ask question, how to ask the right question, how to, like that is something where not many people,
yeah,
many people are just like what I want to hear, and that is what it will tell you.
I'd say most people use AI like Google, which is very, very misleading. No, nothing is what taught me to AI.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
is.
going enough.
Yeah, it's not good, and it's advancing. It's really advancing
So fast,
so fast.
so fast. Hata mimi mwenyewe, like I'm already behind. I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, we are majorly talking about ChatGPT. Yeah,
That's
and
like the lowest of them all.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, people are generating videos, and I've seen some in YouTube. But to be honest, like I personally, I have different experience with the human generated one and the AI generated one. Like to be like, I just do afadhali I read a book instead of watching that, because when for you kuna a lot of, when I'm watching your content, there is a lot of unpredictions, there is a lot of unique experience and authenticity to a point that it kind of bring me in your world. But the other one is like just the one way. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, I guess we will start. And yeah, thank you for also your support. And I'm just inviting you to the podcast, Modern Day Campfire, where we advocate for mental health through visual arts and talks. And today we are hosting Misiati again. Karibu again, Misiati.
Hi.
Yeah, who in my opinion, I consider him as an expert in yogurt, but in his opinion, he begs to differ, and it's totally okay. Misiati, karibu.
Asante sana, it's good to be here again.
Thank you. Yeah, and about yoga and wellness collective, could you mind maybe for those people who are hearing that term for the first time, could you just give us an idea, the context, and where it started from, and also what are you working on currently?
So I guess this one will be short. If you would like the history of Wellness Collective, please look at the video at the description in the link below. In the last time I was here. But hi, it's good to be here. Thank you very much, Sambia. Such a nice place. When I was coming, I was like, hey, mama napenda tu kuongea. Like, yeah, but then again, I was like, yeah, maybe we just need to talk every now and then. So thank you for having me. If you, so that you don't have to click on that video right now, I'll tell you about Wellness Collective. Wellness Collective is a community of wellness enthusiasts. Just that, Wellness Collective. And it's a space where, as long as you are doing something, you're trying to create a culture or have a culture of wellness practices in your life, or even just want to do like a one-off thing. You just see what is this art for wellness thing, or what is this deep breath of thing. That's a space that's the space we have. We create an environment where anyone can explore, enhance their wellness practices with our community. So currently we are focusing on movement, breath, and art and conversations. Wellness Collective holds wellness sessions. Currently we are doing at Arboretum every other Saturday, like this coming Saturday will be there. And that primary session is just for, if you've always been curious about, what is this yoga? Why do people stretch? How will I feel? Then we have a flow called Rise and Flow. This is a good space where you can do some gentle yoga stretches, have a little bit of breath work, and yeah, some light conversation. We serve tea sometimes. I have a tea by myself. But yeah, that's just what we do at Wellness Collective. We've been doing that for, this is the second year. And the idea is to get people to just move better, breathe better, like bringing closer the idea of wellness, that it's not an event, it's not too hard, it's not too expensive. You can heal yourself, you can fortify your health just with what you have. You don't have to wait to go to hospital. You don't have to wait till your ankles, your joints need you to have surgery. You don't have to wait till you have to take medicine because of how you're breathing. You just need to move and breathe better and you'll be fine. So that's the mission that we are on. Currently in this month of August, we are continuing with our usual Saturday sessions, Rise and Flow sessions. And it's in August, in July. In August, we are having an art experience called Way of Water. And again, the idea is just using these wellness practices to remind people to just be more present with themselves, and everything else will be fine. Like, that's just it. That's just it. So that's what you do.
Yeah, thank you for that, Misiati. Thank you, Misiati. And as much as you said you love talking, to be honest, like, I'm not taking this for granted. Like, having you on the podcast is always a special moment. And I was thinking when you mentioned that, like, I really, really know how important it is to talk about things. Like, for example, the last video, we were talking about pornography. And that is, like, we came to notice, even when we are talking about addictions, that is something that exists, but no one someone will say cigarette because you saw them smoking. Someone will say alcohol because you saw them doing that. Someone will say binge eating, video, screen, yeah, because it's something that it's already out there. But these things that people do in the dark, we are not talking about them, but and it is like it is killing the society in many ways. Many things that we see out here, it's from that, but we don't acknowledge those truths. So there is aspect of talking. I would also love to hear your opinion on pornography. But before you go there, there is that is now the power of talking, of normalizing this type of conversation. And also there is a power of silence.
True.
How do we create the balance between the two?
That's such a good question. Yeah, it's such a good question. Growing up, I was always a talker. Nilikuwa napenda kuongea. Because of my personality and just doing things. I had things to say, man. Like, I just had things to say. Either something that is smart, like whatever qualification me, I just had something to say. And I think it was a very interesting experience to move from speaking a lot to silence and all of that. So I think it's just a very interesting question. I think a good life is one where there's a good balance in talking and silence. I don't know how you achieve that. I would lie. I'm not the guru. But starting with talking, I think being able to express yourself is very important. Extremely, extremely important. Being able to express yourselves on very deep things that matter to you is very, very important. And I don't think that that is something that we do, especially when it comes to vices, things such as addiction to pornography, especially to pornography. I think talking as a form of expression, everyone knows it's good. Everyone knows it's very important. But now when it comes to things that affect us most, or things that matter to us most, I think for most of us, that's where we draw the line. Yet we forget you need to speak to someone to hear yourself. Sometimes you are speaking so that you can report yourself, because at the end of the day, what, when it comes to addiction, what is good and what is not good for you. When you have strayed away from your true north, and when you haven't. When it's a real struggle, and when like it's just something you can't handle with. But now, when we are not able to talk about it, we can't move. And I think that's now the tricky part with most addictions, especially porn. That feeling of I cannot talk about it. And so you either stay with the guilt, stay with the shame, stay with the worries, stay with the uncertainties. In 2019, I became part of a community, part of TLX, Typhoid Leadership Experience, and courtesy of meeting similar people every other time, I got to actually understand the power of talking. Like just getting someone or people to just share. Got it more when we founded Shiriki, or when I started facilitating Shiriki, which is a community and program where people come to just engage. Yeah, and I realized, like, oh my God, you just give someone a chance to talk and they go home feeling lighter, for example, because they were able to express themselves, feeling better because maybe you gave them a word of encouragement, feeling understood, or like they're not alone, because in their sharing or in your sharing, they got to see like, okay, maybe I'm not suffering, or I'm not going through this alone. Like there's immeasurable benefit to talking to people about things. Personally, for myself, it helps me just think through what I'm going through. It helps me think through my ideas. Helps me see, okay, is that shitty, or it's actually something good. So there's that part where talking is really, really important and helps. Very important. Now, if it's just talking for the sake of talking, that's a little bit tricky. I think talking that is reflective is really, really good. Talking that is sincere is very, very important. Speaking when it's really, really not necessarily necessary, but speaking when it's appropriate per se. It's really, really important. Because on the other side is silence. In 2023, I did a meditation course that included silence as a precept, what they call precept, like something you need to observe. I was like, what? Silence for 10 days? Continuously? I was like, what? That's crazy.
You did that?
Yeah.
Okay. How were you, like in a secluded environment or in your normal environment?
No. So it's a meditation called Vipassana.
Vipassana.
Yes.
That is an Indian name?
Yes, it's an Indian name.
Okay.
It has its origins in the eastern side of the world. But yeah, it's a meditation course grounded on your presence, your awareness, your breath as the grounding force for life, or for how to navigate life. Part of the requirements, or part of what you're told to do, observations, is that you're supposed to stay silent for 10 days continuously. So it's in a space where picture almost as if like a school. But now in this case, instead of once you wake up, instead of going to class to read, you're going to learn how to meditate and to actually do it in practice. Yeah, that was my first time experiencing as much silence, by the way, ever since I was born. Interesting. Yeah, that was the first time I experienced silence ever since I was born. And man, I've always loved silence ever since. I thought I used to love silence and just calm before. I love silence so much these days. My girlfriend is like, the next time I tell my girlfriend, hey man, see, we just chill in some silence. She's usually like, but that's how you're always chilling. I'm like, not always, but anyway. Yeah, I came to learn like what silence is such an important thing. In the sense, so part of the reason why you're told to observe silence for that particular meditation course is in the acknowledgement that even in me speaking, I risk, I risk, um, I risk reacting. Okay, so context. In this meditation, part of the goal or what you're trying to learn is to be present at all times. You know, because part of the principle is one of the things that you are, actually not one of, the single most truest and constant and changing element of our existence or our experience is our awareness, and the awareness comes with the breath, because once you stop breathing, you're dead. As long as you're breathing, you're aware. Right? You have the capacity for awareness. So your face has always changed.
That is different.
Your personality is not even the same today as it was yesterday. Your perspectives, your thinking, how you see the world, it's different from when we started this conversation.
That's true.
That's on a humanistic level. On an atomic level, it's been proven that the particles of this glass are not stagnant, are not stationary. It's just that they are moving too fast for my eye, too fast, too close for my eye to see that it's constantly changing, or it's constantly in motion. And that's something that's been proven in science, you know. So in essence, if we were to be asked what is the realest part of your existence, it's just that your breath has never stopped, and your awareness of your life that comes from your breath has always been constant. That one is not changing. Your capacity for life is just the same. And so it means that all of these other things that we end up doing are just reactionary, not responsive, just reactionary, because they're not rooted in something real, or you know. So part of the observation for silence is in just remembering that, you know, your breath and your awareness will always, being conscious of that will always give you a true north. Like it will just show you what you need to do. You don't need too many things. You don't need to have too much information. You just need to be present in the now. You know, you'll be able to act or to respond accordingly. And back to silence. So the days, you know, tukianza kuongea hapa nikwambia, hey Martin, man, nilipata deal fulani. Hey man, I already start feeling boastful. I risk lying to you, or I risk exaggerating. You know, I risk telling you, hey, man, I'm not a pesa, man. You know, then all of a sudden I've just sneaked out a lie. I didn't have to lie.
So you have to go with this.
But just because tumeanza kujuana na kupigia story, sasa nishaongeza hapo ka white lie, ama nimetukana. So part of observing silence is in reducing how much we are reacting to situations, to things that are happening to us, to things that we have been told. And in so reducing, we reduce just how much we react. So I can go today, yes, we could have had conversations the whole day, but maybe it's not too, it's must. You know, so that I don't end up tumefika mahali nikakutukana, you know, nikasema nini.
Ama nikafika point to, because this is what I've also noticed. When you're so used to talking to someone, ikifika point whereby you are observing silence, now you are not okay.
You're not okay. Yeah.
And then there is that pressure, you have to say something, and
now you have to cook up something, or like let's just stop, man. So there's that part. Silence, and you know, even for silence, for that meditation part, it's not silence in terms of just verbally.
It's
just silence in terms of even as, because you do it, it's 10 days up, sio kwenda home na kurudi, you bored. You're also requested like, avoid just eye contact, like really be with yourself. Just be
with yourself.
Because I might look at you some type of way, then I start having ideas like, mbona machi na mishuka nywele?
I'll be tempted to ask, why are you looking at me?
Yes, exactly.
You'll be tempted to defend yourself.
All of a sudden, I just give you an identity, and now I'm judging you. All of these things that don't matter. Like, from one breath to the next, it doesn't matter. You've already forgotten about that. But depending on how intense the reaction is, it leads to something.
To something, okay.
If in my conversation with you na feel umeni offend, that will lead to something. Nitakupiga ama nitakwambia hapana bana, we can't be friends. But if I just kept silent and just chilled, or you just told me something and I just kept a little bit silent and you gave it some time, it passes. We haven't had any unpleasant interaction per se. So I think finding a balance where you speak and also stay silent is very important. The other part is, I think with silence comes more reflection, more ideas. I think, I don't know why, but there's a correlation why holy places are associated with silence. There's a quote, famous quote about if you want to just seek God, just create some silence. Find some silence with you where you are with God, and you'll get to understand more things. So I think, I don't know, I think how I establish it is, for me personally, because I was a yapper. Create some distance between the reaction of you speaking or responding, so that I'm also able to think. These days, I really try to consider whether what I am going to say, like why, like just why. Do I want to, nataka kukubamba, ama nataka unione some type of way, ama I want something from you, just like, is it necessary? Just that distance between, I need to talk, I have to talk, to, it would be nice if what I said is something good. If how I say it, or if what I am sharing is, I don't know, in an appropriate space, in a good space. We don't have to always talk. I believe we don't have to always be in conversation, always yapping left, right, and center. And I think people who can hold silence by themselves, so individually or even with other people, I think that's really profound and like a good skill. Yeah.
And also, even for podcasters,
yes,
for you, I came to notice like it still works. You can, it will be very, very formal. It will be very informal. Informal is the official way. It will be very informal, and also a well curated podcast. When you come with questions, there is a lot of intentionality, and people do get a lot of it out of it. But also, using silence, you can get most out of it by just like being present and listening to your guests, what they say. Like, you get to have, like, when you're talking, you have the right question to ask. And also, it kind of kills this certain pressure whereby I'm not focusing on what you're saying, I'm focusing on the next question to ask. And it created this connection. You're talking about yoga, when you're done, I'm asking, but what is AI to you? Then we go there. And personally, I still have this constant pressure of getting the next question right. I'm not listening to what you're saying, and it just creates a disconnection. That is something which is also affecting the watching span and many other things.
So we've become too impatient, because all of us want to talk, man. All of us want to talk, all of us want to say something, all of us have something important to say. But I'm curious, how is it for you? Some people tell me when we're doing sessions, and I tell them, okay, now just keep quiet, focus on your breath, keep your awareness to yourself. Some people say it's very difficult to be silent with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Do you experience that?
I would see, like, art has been a life changing for me, like in terms of internal self-awareness. So like when I was starting my artwork, it was when I listened to a lot of music. I used to listen to albums, like today we'll go with Kendrick, Yote, yeah. So we used to do a lot of that. Then I guess it reached a time I needed to have Wi-Fi, and like what I remained with was with my phone. And like, to be honest, I don't buy that.
Yeah.
I really don't buy that at all. So even when I live outside the house, I do also practice silence. Sometimes I might be lucky to be in a very silent vehicle, but when I'm also in loud music, I embrace that. I listen to those musics intentionally. But sometimes, like when I leave the house, it's when I practice silence. Like I know I'm not going to talk to anyone until I reach my destination, so it will be just a lot of thinking. And also there are days, especially when I'm having someone around in the house, I also practice silence, unless maybe they love music more than I do. But just to avoid, maybe I believe maybe you might want to read, you might want to listen to your TikTok or to do anything. So with that barrier, I do practice silence. And also, most of the time, even if you look at what I'm using to listen the music with, like I do enjoy it. I would say it gives me time for a lot of, because lately, even since I started playing the Modern Day Campfire thing, there has been a lot of thinking, and I noticed you only embrace that. Earlier I wouldn't wash my clothes with music on, yani with silence. But lately, like, I embrace that, especially when I'm washing utensils and cooking. I really enjoy a lot of silence, because that is when I do get ideas, and I'll go and write down, and I'll just, when I'm starting to experience that, I avoid any distraction. So I would say I'm in a point in my life where I really enjoy silence.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, but now with people, I talk a lot. I'm working on that. You notice?
You're working on that.
Yeah, you notice I talk a lot. Yeah, when I'm with people. Yeah, and I'm working on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
For you?
For me,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. I'm okay with silence.
Mm-hmm.
I like my mornings silent. I would, yeah, I like my mornings silent as can be. Um, I feel like I went through a time of being pretty hyper aware of how much I speak, like the balance between my speaking and silence, which helped me work around speaking a lot. Um, yeah, currently I like it. I honestly don't mind it. I try to encourage people to do it,
Mm-hmm.
especially doing it as a form of wellness. Like finding some 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes that is just for. I feel like even saying just for you is sort of misleading. Of course, it's just for you, so it will always be for you, but seeing it as a practice that helps you navigate life better.
Mm-hmm.
And in this form of silence, I would even go further and say, don't see if your quiet time does not also include a lot of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So the talking is not maybe just verbal, but could it also be
Mentally.
mentally?
Okay.
Mind chatter.
Oh, so you should be also mentally quiet.
So it's it's impossible. It's an impossible mission to try and make your mental chatter stop,
Mm-hmm.
right? But and this is why I love movement and breathing as a as a tool for wellness. It is also scientifically true, or yeah, it is scientifically true that your mind finds it difficult to continue with the chatter if you are concentrating your awareness on something different.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Yeah, that is true.
You see,
Yeah.
so the idea is maybe not to sit down and not think. The idea is to sit down and just tell yourself, I'm just sitting down. So the mind will continuously move from thought to thought, thought to thought, thought to thought. But the difference between this quiet time and the other just me time is, even in this quiet time, you are continuously bringing your awareness to just sitting down, to just breathing, or to just maintaining a posture. And so as your mind is trying to keep your awareness there, yeah, it can't, or rather it becomes more difficult to go to another thought and another thought and another thought and another thought.
Yeah.
And so if you do that for 5 minutes, you have a minute of continuous presence. Maybe a thought sneaks in, which is okay. You just observe it, but then bring your awareness back. But I feel like it has such good benefits. I think I really believe that's where you find your calm. That's where I find that is when I remember that most of these other things that I'm worried about, that I'm trying to chase, are not that important really. Like it's not that too serious. I could always get to the work I need to do later. I could always, like 5 minutes out of 24 times 60 minutes. That's minimal. Like that's kidogo. That's so minimal. So like in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of things, vitu mambo si serious hivyo sana man.
That's true.
So if I'm able to get some silent time in the morning, I just remind myself, number one, even this work that I'm stressing over, if I quit or if I died, like things will just go on.
Count. Yeah.
Or in the moment of being present, like it's just something else. It's just work.
Yeah.
It's just a task. It's just something else.
Yeah.
But I'm here, I'm good, I'm breathing, I'm feeling okay. I would advise for people to find some silent time for themselves every now and then.
And to be honest, like when you are talking about that, and I was also reflecting in myself, and I'm noticing like that is like when I'm doing morning workouts, I normally just do it here in the house. Like when I'm doing morning workout and I'm not listening to music, it's when like my mind just shuts down and I be there. Some other days, like the main reason I will just decide to not to listen to music is because like I have thoughts and thoughts, so I want to just settle with them, and maybe I will just like outward silence, but internal silence I only experience when I'm doing now the workouts. And thank you for also mentioning about like if you were to compare it on like the reflex index, be like you have like 24 hours in a day, you have like 24 times 60 minutes in a day, and maybe this thing requires only 20 minutes, but many people will exclude these 10 minutes in terms of we don't have time.
Yeah.
And then when you look at it, you get where they're investing, maybe they're, because over 4 hours, or you'll just be surprised. And also for that reason, I would say like if I was to look at my life the way I'm looking at my life now, I really value rest a lot. This is when also I normally try, like I'm working on being instead of being. So what I normally do, like when I just feel tired, I go and embrace the being part, and eventually I end up sleeping.
Yeah.
I end up, and it's okay. I normally don't beat myself for that, because I've made peace with the fact that I know when I wake up out of this bed, I'm going to be very more productive. And when I don't go to take this break, I'm not going to start consuming things that are not even productive at all. And that is another way that I normally try to experience silence. So sometimes I shut down, even like I just sleep. Can that be part of it?
So I think sleep is rest, which is good. In the meditation course that I did, part of the experience was as you learn. So as you begin, you're told that the best way, or as you learn to meditate at all times, your back and your neck have to be straight. So imagine it's your, okay, maybe not fast, me, because I had done some yoga and stretching, my knees were okay. During the first days, just don't concentrate on your breath and concentrate on your breath and how your body feels. By the time I'm getting to like minute 15, I am feeling tired or I'm starting to feel sleepy. But then we are reminded that sleep is rest. Sleep is rest. But as human beings, our the what will I call it? The essence of our humanity is awareness.
We can conceptualize.
No? Awareness. Like I am here, I can observe. Like I can see as things unfold in the present. Like I can see you with you, Martin. It's the awareness. You can't be aware if you're asleep.
Okay. Yeah, that is true.
So if I am sleeping, if I am getting my night sleep, 12 hours, 9 hours, 8 hours of sleep, which is good. And then in the day, I am also putting in 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep. Then I can't lie to myself that I am living in this quietude. That's just stressed. Such that even in the meditation course, you're told, in your free time, you are told to just go and sit and be aware. Don't sleep. Like, yes, you can sleep, but sleeping cannot be equated with awareness.
Okay, I have a question. Like, okay, I just want we have a normal person who slept for 8 hours, 6, 7, 8 hours at night, enough sleep. Then during the day, maybe you got engaged to a task from, let's say, from 8 for the next 4 hours consistently, and then they are tired, and then they're supposed to go back to that task maybe in the next 1 hour, 2 hours. Between meditation and sleep, like if they were to if they were to take one, which one will they feel more energized for the task after, from your experience?
That's a good one. Personally, if I have the time, I would sleep and then do some meditation afterwards.
Okay.
I think maybe a good thing to clarify here is, so I think why I love meditation is, part of it is it awakens you. It awakens you. So someone might say, but I've been awake.
Okay. And what is awakening?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. And maybe it will make more sense as to the part where I said you could be sleeping, but sleeping is just resting. Like in the state of sleep, you're not aware.
Yeah.
You know, literally you're not aware. Like sleeping is a totally different world. Like once you're sleeping, you're gone. Like your awareness is not there. In essence, you're dead. Right?
Yeah.
In essence,
you're dead.
You are dead. So the question is, then in what state will I say I'm alive? Right? It's only in the state where
meditation.
No,
the awareness.
Okay. Yes,
the awareness.
The awareness is active.
Yeah.
You know, the awareness is active. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I am taking things in real time as it happens. You know.
Yeah.
Now some people will say, so what if I'm scrolling social media for 4 hours? See, I'm alive. I'm awake. Are you?
You are.
Are you? But are you really?
Okay. I think I am aware of the things I'm observing, or maybe not in a productive way. Okay.
So the idea is you are,
or with yourself.
Yes, like I'm not saying that you are not aware, you're not alive.
You
but so awaken. how I came to understand to be awake after the meditation course is my eyes could be open, but I'm not awake.
You're not awake.
You know, I could be engaging in something, but I'm on autopilot. How? Because in how or what I'm engaging, I'm either doing it for the future or in fear of the past. So if I'm scrolling social media, why am I scrolling? To either see something that happened in the past, something that's going to happen in the future.
Or I feel like even the experience is part of an anticipation. You're just bombarded with the unpredictable stuff, okay? So that kills the awareness.
Yes. And that's why in the meditation course, the best of how I understood it is, I'm not learning to meditate so that I can meditate 30 minutes later, in 30 minutes in a day. I am just learning in this strict environment so that I can build into my system this state of awakeness, which is, I am here, like I'm really present with myself, like I can tell my breath going in, my breath going out, you know, and so I am more present. Most of us are suffering from either being afraid of being present, you know, like they say, what ails us is our mind. We are never usually, in terms of mental issues, we're okay. What ails us is our mind, because either we are in disagreement with what's going to happen in the future, or something that happened in the past that we've never made peace with. Right? So if I'm going to the therapist, it's either something that happened or something that is happening. But is it happening right now as I speak to you?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
And so most states, even for myself, I'm not any different.
Yeah.
Even for myself, I have to remind myself to wake up. I have to remind myself to wake up and be present and see what is demanding of me in this moment. But how we have created the lives that we live, and even my life is, even most of the things that I shall need to do today are so tied to something in the future, a future that I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll wake up tomorrow. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Right? I'm not sure if, but how in which we are engaging in this present moment, it is with that future moment in perspective that I can't even be here and now.
And can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I feel so present in this moment.
Yes.
I'm not thinking of anything else. I'm thinking of what you're saying. And can we consider this a certain form of awareness also?
It is. That is the type of awakeness that I would say I'm awake.
You're awake. Okay.
But if we're having a conversation with you, Martin, and all of a sudden I've drifted from my phone to my phone, then we are talking, but me, I'm just here. Yes, I feel like that's expanding my awareness, but am I really there?
No, you're not. Or even if your focus is maybe on focusing on the next question to ask me.
Yes.
So you're not listening to what I'm saying, but what to ask me. That is another. So like from what I'm getting, like this awareness, like, you know, when you brought the aspect of scrolling, what came to my mind, it was like, okay, for you to be awake, it's about observing your thoughts. But I'm noticing it's not fully all about that, because here, as I am like kuna that balance, like I am listening to what you're saying, and inakuwa like kuna hiyo the thought process, like I'm processing it. So it's more of like I'm observing, but I'm relying on the external. So like it's like I'm observing what you're saying, but I'm not judging.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So this is
just observing. You're not judging. And that's just it. Remember, I think offline we were speaking about, you were telling me about that aspect of, you know, just being able to observe things and experience them without judging. Equanimity. I feel like every time I'm waking up, that's just the goal. Like, okay, how can I be a little bit more equanimous in how I'm living? So that means, and I think maybe this is for me, when I wake up most of the times, what the thoughts that just crow from my mind is money, you know, work. And most of the time
bills.
man, that bill is not here now.
Yeah.
It's not on my bed in that moment. It's not going to be on my desk or on my bed. It's not going to come to me today. It's something at the end of the month. But here I am stressing about something that's going to happen at the end of the month. It was just a thought. I could have just been like, okay. I guess time is coming for that bill to be settled, and I just let it go. But now I indulged it. I started being like, okay, so tunafaa kufanya nini leo? But there's nothing in that moment that I need to do. I just need to wake up, be like, okay, how am I doing? Am I okay? Am I breathing? I just need to wake up. Maybe I need to brush my teeth. Maybe I need to take a shower. Maybe after that, if
I get reason to get out of the house.
Even if the reason was there, it's already there.
Okay.
You thinking about it and obsessing about it in the morning is not going to change the outcome of your meeting or whether you're going to step out. But if at that point
it can too. Yeah, it can too. In terms of like, okay, let me just give you an example. Like that state and that mindset that I'll be in might create a certain form of compounding interest.
Yes.
To a point that now going to brush my teeth doesn't sound important. Like now, like I just give these things less priorities.
Correct.
And I prioritize other things to a point that.
All right. And in such a state, the question is, am I really awake?
No.
Am I really awake? No, I'm not. So I think it's a very interesting way of looking at life. Like, am I awake in this very moment as I speak to you? Like, what is the real thing that's popping up? Or am I just waiting for 1 hour to clock out? And then be like, okay, yes, we did a podcast or we did a session. Something interesting I like, and what I like about the conversation today is part of what we were speaking about of air was authenticity. The minute whatever I am trying to do, I am trying to correlate it to something else, it can't be authentic. And so even as I was feeling so pressed to ask you, so what exactly are we talking about today? What exactly are we talking about today? Coming from a point of, I would like me to organize my thoughts so that whoever is watching, whoever is watching could be able to tell Misiati, wellness enthusiast, was welcomed and he had so much content. He, like his information was so on point and it was so good. And I'm like, that would be nice, but that's gonna be so stressful. Like now I have to also maybe make some notes and be sure of what I'll say. But yeah, just reminded like, no, what we want to experience, what we want to put out there is something that is unique of that moment, of that present moment. And that can't come if I am trying to worry whether the knowledge base I have for yoga and wellness is good enough for the podcast. Now, will that come off across as this person might not necessarily know everything he says? Maybe. Will that come off as maybe at some point I'll start time, maybe you might ask me a question like that. Maybe that one I don't know. Maybe. But that is what is authentic of this conversation. Right?
Yeah.
That's what is authentic of this conversation. Otherwise, everything else becomes plastic. Every single thing becomes plastic. But it all grows from, I think, either the fear of or the ability to continuously stay present and be present. And when you think about it, like this inability to stay present is just what's bringing, or it's what brings this gap or this feeling of maybe we are not relating better, you're not understanding me,
I'm not enough,
because you're just not present. It's just, I think people should take some time to think about it. Are you really awake, or are you I think I wrote this about this some other time. Are you a human being or are you a human doing?
Being, doing.
So because every other time we keep on we are always doing something. But are you being? Are you being in the doing? You know. Yeah, such are the thoughts that go through my mind as I'm going through my day. And it's nice because the moment you remember to ask yourself, like, am I really awake? Then you take a moment and pay a little bit more attention on what you're eating. Like, how does it taste? You pay a little bit more attention on what I'm saying. Like, what is the effect in real time of what I'm trying to say? And even like, what is this I'm trying to say? Otherwise, it's just I wake up and do mindless actions continuously. And in so doing, I react. And in the reactions, that is where my issues begin. So.
And also, what I'm noticing, like, man, thank you for that. I'm present as well. I'm very present.
And more present than a few minutes ago.
I would say that. And also, what I'm coming to notice, any moment we stop being present, we always bring this middleman in our life. Now, for me to be happy, I have to. Let me just give you an example. Sometimes you don't need the money to pay the rent. Let me say you are paying for 10,000 shillings. Sometimes you don't need that 10,000 shillings to pay for the rent. Sometimes you just need maybe a patient landlord. Sometimes,
right?
Sometimes, and that comes with being present. Like when you are being present, I feel like even your interaction between you and them, there is this aspect of authenticity, and like it is relationship oriented. And this is a sad thing. Most of the places in Nairobi, you can, and this is something I really don't appreciate. And I like for me to consider a place to stay, even the way they make their payment, because life has highs and lows. I wouldn't want to be in a place whereby there is no human interaction between you and your landlord, to a point that you can stay there for 5 good years and then you miss to pay rent for 1 month, and everything is thrown out. Okay, that is one thing. Another thing of being present, I would say, like I'm not like I don't want to be in a life whereby like I'm so dependent on people. But my point is, sometimes you've had cases whereby maybe someone is, they are like financially they're going through a lot, and there is a shop whereby you always buy on a daily basis, but now you are reaching to a total stranger who you haven't talked to maybe 2 years, like, and you are asking them maybe for financial support. If like I feel like that is another form of maybe creating a middleman. I feel like maybe if you are in the present, sometimes maybe you are now in this financial problem because you ignored a lot of things, to a point like now you can't see even the opportunities that maybe will avoid you to be in that type of a situation. So, and when I'm talking about the middleman, thank God you've talked about doing and being. So many people believe that when I do this, I will have that, and then I will be this. So having is always the middleman. But like if you were to focus on being, maybe it will be like, by being this, I'll be able to do that, and then I will have that. So like this being is what is way more important. So no matter what will happen beyond that, it doesn't matter. So an example maybe like I feel like being happy is a choice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, believing in your craft is a choice. So like when I believe that maybe I am able to podcast, when you believe in that, now I'll do a podcast, and then maybe that this is beyond my control. I will have viewers, I will have subscribers, I will have well and good. But what matters is you being the podcaster. I believe I am a podcaster. Now there are people who believe in, if I do podcasts,
then
I'll have viewers. Then after having viewers, now I will be a good podcaster. So when you remove this aspect of something which is beyond the control, this middleman have. So if you don't have viewers, if you don't have subscribers, now you are not a podcaster, and then you live in that cocoon for long. So like I feel like being present, it's like you should be conscious enough that also you're killing the middleman. So like when I'm talking about the rent, okay, my rent is due, I need 10,000 shillings maybe. So I don't have to be like, okay, I just need 10,000 specifically. I just have to be like present, like, what can I do now? Like, I don't have to tie myself to 10,000 shillings because universe will give you 10,000 shillings. You're still supposed to eat, you're still supposed to dress, you're still supposed to show up in places. Maybe it will give you that 10,000 shillings and it won't be enough, you know. So you are supposed to, like, when you create this middleman, you define things for, it's like defining your God, you know, you defining your capabilities. You don't have to do that. You just be present, and by being present, I feel like you make most out of it and you'll able to see a lot of things around you.
Always. It all begins with presence. And I feel like sometimes our bodies know this. That's why when you're facing something, you're like, yeah, I just need to take a breath. That's because your body knows, like, you just need some distance between whatever you're trying to do and, whatever it is that's happening. Just keep calm. You'll be able to see everything a little bit more clearly. As you said, you'll be able to see exactly what you need to do. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I usually just say, in that present moment, that very present moment, some things are fine. I usually say that this thing with moving, mindful movement and breath, the thing that it really, really showed me is that in that moment when I am doing it, things are okay. I feel like that's something we forget most of the time. Yeah. We forget that currently, as you said, my rent is not due up until when the month ends. But I'd have my whole day ruined because I'm just ruminating about that. I'm ruminating. Yeah, so create some distance between your ever speaking mind and the reaction. It's always good, I think. And even like, it doesn't even just stop at Nini, it doesn't stop at me in the house. It goes even in me working.
Being present while working.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's, I feel like it's the same for all professions. Me as a facilitator, the only question I need to ask myself for any present challenge in facilitation is, am I present? It does not matter how much information I have. It does not matter anything. Because at the end of the day, I need to look at people. I need to look at Sambia and be like, are you listening? I need to look at participants and be like, is this working? I really need to be present and to listen. And that makes all the difference. I'm able to know, okay, what do I need to do? As compared to in the past, as I kept on learning how to become a facilitator, I always caught myself speaking more, saying unnecessary things. But that's because I wasn't present. It's like something has happened and
react to it.
I'm just talking and I'm talking and I'm like, why is this not getting better? And I'm just talking. Yeah, but then I realized, no man, just keep calm, ask myself, am I seeing things? Am I able to breathe in and out? Yeah, and you realize all those good ideas come.
Yeah.
So I could speak on and on about presence all day, man.
Yeah, Misiati, like it really was an amazing session. And another thing also, I feel like now being present, it brings the authenticity. And authenticity is just, for me, what I get what authenticity is just showing people who you are. Okay, in terms of maybe today I'm hosting you to talk about data science, and you just decide to be present and just share with us to what we have today. It can be based on maybe just as like there are people who the preparation. Maybe I'll be asking you this and you're just answering things that you know. You've had those conversations where people just talk about the things they know, not about even what I'm asking. So by you just being present, maybe I won't ask, like people are aware I am hosting someone who is going to talk about data science, but the conversation we are having, it's so purpose oriented to a point that the audience wanna be part of your thing despite what you do. I feel like there is this form, like second level of connection, that now people, like, okay, you can talk about data science professionally and how you can change life with it. And there is this person that what they will portray out there, it's someone that like it can build the trust. And that is what happened by also being in the present. So maybe we haven't delved deeper on yoga, but someone who is observing would want to be in that type of environment with you.
Yeah. You say something very important.
Yeah.
I used maybe to struggle with, and I see some people struggling with, which is authenticity. Man, if you want to be authentic, the shortest way is just to be present and to be present. Yeah. What makes a flower pop, man? You know, what makes an apple look good on a tree, and you're like, that's a good apple, or that's a good mango. It's an analogy that's given most of the time, but a mango can never look like an orange, or an apple will never assume the qualities and attributes of a carrot. Never, ever. And it has been my experience in my young adult life that every now and then I might forget and want to be like, I want to be this type of facilitator in 30 years to come. I want to be like, I want to be like, it could be my own mental image that's been created, or it could be something external. But in me wanting to be something different, first of all, I realize the only reason that would make me not want to be me is if I'm thinking in the past, if I'm living in the past or living in the future.
Okay, in the future, yeah.
Because I'm trying to be a certain Misiati, I'm trying to be, or run away from being a certain Misiati. And in so doing, I forget that I just need to be me. Like authenticity doesn't even require skill.
Yeah.
When you think about it,
Yeah.
I don't think authenticity is a skill. You just have to get good at being present. I don't need to be, as you said, I don't need to be expert facilitator that is going to be needed in the 5 years. I'm just a facilitator for today, for this session, for this present moment. And I'm the type of facilitator necessary for that moment. Because otherwise, it should have been someone different, Martin. Again, like Modern Day Campfire can only be Modern Day Campfire. If it was the Diary of a CEO, it would have been the Diary of a CEO Kenyan version. Right?
Yeah.
And best believe that does not pop. It doesn't pop enough for me to be like, hey, what's that? You know, it's only the authentic things that pop up. It's always the weird rappers, it's because they're just authentic. You're like, hey man, that nigga, that's just him. Honestly, that's just him. Like, there's nothing we can do about it. Even for your friends, for the authentic ones, you know, you're just like, hey, we're with anakwanga tu hivyo. There's just nothing we can do. We're anakwanga hivyo. You know, so I feel like sometimes we forget we want to be authentic, or rather, we want to be seen. Or we want to, let's just say we want to be seen. We want to be seen. But we forget, I don't need to do anything weirder. I don't need to copy anyone. I just need to continue being myself, so that people see me for who I am. And that comes with presence. When we are not living as the future Misiati or as the past Misiati. It's just that, hey man, this is the Misiati you get today. So until we get to tomorrow, until we get to next year, this is just me. I just feel like we're a little bit too impatient with ourselves. Because we see other people looking nice in their colors, looking nice in their careers, When we come back to look at ourselves, we're like, this is not authentic enough. This is not good enough. Yeah, but we forget just you really have to be you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that, Misiati. Yeah. Yeah, I feel so present, and I believe we are going to do more of this in very different environment, very interesting environment. Yeah, many good things are going to happen. Him having the wellness collective, Modern Day Campfire collective also is out.
Yes.
Yeah, we are going to do very, very amazing things. So, to my never-ending supporting viewers, I just want to thank you for also like giving me every reason to show up. You play a part, and also for you, Misiati, I don't always take this for granted. Yeah, and I want to see you here over 1,000 times. You know?
Thank you very much. I'll be glad to be here and just speak about these things. I find them to be simple, and then sometimes I ask myself, do I really want to grow up speaking about these things? Like you're telling people to be present, to be silent. Like what's that even? It feels so simple, so mundane, but I think it's very, very important things. And yeah, happy to be here again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So much.
Very, very much.
You're welcome.